by sales or marketing team. Meaning the sales and marketing team are going to get the orders from the customers, and they know how much quantity, how much orders have been booked, right? It totally depends upon the consumption demand given by our marketing team. Now, first you create an item and enable planning and enable reorder point planning methods. Inventory, items, master items, GSS ROP item, copy from finished goods, and here again I'm giving all the details like list price is sum, $3,000, in general planning, here reorder point planning, make sure that it is a buy item, and here the source is supplier. Source is supplier. And here you give the total lead time required in order to plan the material. So for this particular item, in order to plan for the material, that is pre-processing time, processing time, and post-processing time. So what is the total time required, lead time required in order to get this material into our inventory? Meaning the total time is 1 day for pre-processing, that is to prepare our purchasing documents and approvals. This is 1 day for us to send it to our, meaning it might reach to our suppliers. Post-processing meaning after once the supplier received the purchase order, they may take 1.5 days to process and supply the material to us. This is total lead time is, meaning you can also give by what, 1.5, meaning it is 3.5 days, or else you can say 2 days, meaning the total, meaning here if it is 3.5 days, meaning it is equal to 4 days. You can also directly give 2 days also, but I just wanted to make sure that sometimes pre-processing may take 1.5 days or processing may take 1.5 days, meaning total for pre-processing and processing it is going to take 3 days. So total lead time is, meaning it, say when I'm going to run the planning reports, it is not going to consider halves. If it is 3.1 also, it is going to consider that as 4 days. Now define forecasting, item forecasting. But when I'm trying to forecast this, when I'm going to create forecast sets, it will give an error. You cannot access this form because it is not enabled for MS MRP. Now, in order to define this forecasting, we have to enable our inventory organization for material requirement planning. So for this, meaning we are not actually implementing MRP. Here, in order to define forecasting, first we need to add a new responsibility to the user. Security user define, what is the username here? So we are just going to enable our inventory organization for MRP, material requirement planning. For that, you just add a new responsibility as material planner, material planner, and switch to material planner responsibility. Here you open the parameters for which organization, meaning I'm just enabling my inventory organization for MRP, that's it. GSS, yeah, my GSS is not coming big in the list because we have defined organization axis in our inventory. I just remove that organization axis so that I can view this inventory organization even from other responsibilities. Setup, organizations, organization axis, that is GSS. I remove this organization axis. Now again, when I go to material planner response, setup, parameters, now I'm able to see my GSS. Just enable some control and save it. Now I just made some changes and save it. With this, it is going to enable my inventory organization for planning. So this setup is required only to enable our inventory organization for MRP. Then now again, you go back to your inventory responsibility. Now when I'm trying to define the forecast sets, a forecast set is basically used to create what is the consumption demand given by our marketing or sales team. So here now I'm going to capture the consumption demand given by our marketing or sales team. So here setup, planning, yeah, planning, forecast sets. Now see, this time it is not giving any problem as such to open the form. This is, what is the name of the forecast? GSS. Now we can forecast by days or weeks or months, meaning how you wanted to plan your material. GSS forecast set. Here you have an option to select bucket type is by weekly, by monthly, or by days. So I'm going to plan by days here, and here you give your, meaning different items will be planned under different forecasts, because the planning of the different items, some will be on weekly basis, some will be on monthly basis, some will be on daily basis. So I'm just creating some forecast here, that is GSS forecast 1, and here I'm going to assign forecast items. What is my forecast item? GSS RO. We can assign one or more items as well. And here you enter your details. Day 1, on 6th. What is my current quantity required? Meaning how many orders have been booked for 6th? Meaning maybe you have taken the orders, meaning which we are supposed to deliver on 6th. Meaning orders have been already booked, but here I'm going to enter how much we have to deliver on 6th. Say maybe 10 quantity we have to deliver on 6th. 12 quantity is supposed to be delivered on 7th, and 8 quantity should be delivered on 8th, and 14 quantity should be delivered on 9th. But here I guess I have given in a calendar which is not, it is 7 days a week, I guess. That is the reason it is allowing me to create. This is Tuesday, sorry, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There is no holidays, but according to your workday calendar, if you have offs on Saturdays and Sundays, automatically the date will jump into what? Next working date. Say here, say for example, this is 14. Say it is continuously accepting, but let me just show you that also. I just saved this. I'll come back and define the details here. Here, if you just take the example of our workday calendar, setup, organizations, calendars. What is my calendar name? GSS calendar. If you see your workday pattern, it is 7 days a week. Okay, no issues, but I'll just give some exceptions here. Here, say for example, Friday, Saturday is my exception of. Okay, 6, 7, 8. Okay, Friday, Saturday is my exception of. Save and again build the calendar. Now, when I'm going to define the forecast, here setup, planning, forecast set. Here this is, I guess we have already created the GSS forecast set. Forecast items, here you enter the details here. Here, hope if you understand, it is automatically changing the date to 8 here. I'll delete it. Here, why it is not accepting 9 and 10 here is because according to my workday calendar, 9 and 10 are my exception of this. Okay, now here this is some 8 quantity, this is 12, this is some 16 quantity, 13 is some 12 quantity. Now you can also see this, meaning this is the consumption demand given by our marketing team. Consumption demand given by our marketing team. And here, if you see the bucketed, so original, meaning from 5th April, it is 5th April to, meaning according to this bucket, there is how many days here? 3.5 days. So what is the total lead quantity which is required here is 3.5 days is equal to 4 days. So today's date is, say on this particular date, it is going to calculate my lead quantity as 6th, 7th, 8th and 11th. Say here 6th, 7th, 8th and 11th, it is what? And for this lead time, that is 12th April, it is 28 quantity. Now it is just going to count that way here because it is weekly. If it is by days, this is by the total requirement by 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 11th and all. This is by periods, monthly, April, May, June, likewise. So this is to check what is your demand quantity by date. Now define safety stocks. Safety stocks meaning this is the consumption demand, but all the time it may not be possible for you to purchase exactly what is the demand given by our marketing team. Sometimes we are going to order some extra quantity, that is our safety stock. Now here, before going this, so what is my demand quantity here as per this bucketed 6th, that is 22, 36, 8, 44,
22.
meaning 44 according to this lead time.
Okay,
4
for the
days.
weekly basis. Okay,
Yeah,
4 days.
44. Now we are going to define our safety stocks.
Sir, we have defined the safety stock at the item level, right? We have given minimum quantity 50, 200. That is not the safety stock.
No, this is the
For
consumption
the other
demand.
point.
This is the consumption demand given by our marketing or sales team. Safety stock is something that is optional, that is not mandatory. Sometimes, say for example, we are going to, meaning as per the consumption demand on 10th, we are going to deliver some 10 cars. But anyway, we are going to place an order. If you order 1 or 2 cars extra, in any emergency orders, we can use those particular that quantity. If that quantity is not going, next time when I'm going to plan, I'll reduce that much quantity here. Meaning for emergency purposes, we are going to order 1 or 2 quantity extra for emergency or immediate or any other purposes here.
Okay.
So planning safety stocks. Click on new. My default item is okay. This is for which item? GSS
ROP.
RO item as of this effective date. My safety stock is some extra 2 quantity here. Meaning actually lead time demand is meaning on 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th we are supposed to deliver our 44 quantity, and I'm going to add 2 more quantity, that is my safety stock. Meaning that 10, 20, 12, 24, that is the consumption demand, customer point of view. But this is safety stock is from your organization requirement purpose, how much quantity extra that you wanted to order. And save this, then go to tools, reload this safety stock. Selection is all inventory items, and this all inventory items. Here you select here we have 2 methods here, MAD method and another is user defined percentage. What is the forecast set here? Forecast 1. And what is my safety stock percentage here is, say for example 2%. Starting date is this. Okay, I'll give safety stock as some 50%. submit. So once after running this, you can see that I'll cancel this to request because it keeps on scheduling it. Now we are going to run our reorder point planning report. Here, planning, reorder point planning. On 6th, restock as yes. And what is my forecast name? You give your forecast name only. And all inventory items. Then click on submit. So here, what is total lead time demand? 44. And my safety stock is 3.5 days. Safety stock it is 7. Of which date here? I have given on which date here?
11th. As of date, 11. 4 days.
4 days. Meaning actually it is calculating 50% of the safety stock on the last lead date, last day demand. Last day demand, I guess it is 14. So I have given 50%. So 50% of 14 quantity it is 7. So actual lead time demand plus safety stock, that is last day demand 50%, that is 44 plus 7, that is 51. This is going to be my reorder quantity here. Actually the consumption demand is, say here, lead time demand is 3.5 days, meaning it is calculating the demand quantity for how many days? That is 6, 7, 8, 11. Because anyway, according to my workday calendar, we have given 9 and 10 as my holidays here. So 11, and this is last day demand. And here it is, this is my reorder quantity. And here we are going to run purchasing, view request, submit a new request. This is requisition import program. Inventory group by items. It is no. So it is actually, since we have not approved it, that is the reason it is keep on reflecting here. Actually here you can see that requisitions. This is for which item? ROP item. It is going to create for how much quantity here? Lead time demand plus safety stock. This is for costly items because we cannot just replace minimum and maximum here. So we have to plan this material depending on our, say here itself, we can see that it is coming to huge amount, like, because it's a, I mean, I have purposely entered the item cost as very high just to understand that reorder point planning is basically used for costly items. So just go through this.
Sir, we have defined the safety stock as 2, right? Where it is getting reflected, we have defined safety stock 2.
Can I show you this tomorrow? Because I have another class.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yeah.
I'll show you this tomorrow.
Sure, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.